Alright guys, this is the same day Liam went to eat dinner, so we're gonna do some more reveal ratings. And first up, we have Luke from 6842K, and because we have the same name, he's getting an S tier automatically. And it looks like it's going to be a a lifted hook. Very interesting. I think we've seen extra P run a lifted hook, a 4 bar, but this is a 2 bar, and it's running a pivot off the main chassis. Very, very nice. I feel like I saw one of these robots from China before, and honestly, I was quite surprised. And I feel like this could be a really good design, honestly, because you have because I know one thing about Extra P is they have to drop their back goal, right, and that's kind of giving more opportunities for the opponents to make a play. But this you don't need to, and it also gives you that hook scoring capability on those wall stakes, and they are very nice to score. But he says it didn't work, so I do, however, like to see people, trying this. But although it didn't work, it looks very clean. I like the poly. I like the, especially just them able to make this super light. It looks very light. So S tier. Next we have this absolute chonker of a robot from 316W, and I feel like this might be overbuilt, but you know what? As long as it works, right? There's a lot of gears. It looks very complicated. And what can it do? I think it has has an intake, back clamp. Don't know about the wall stakes max yet, but maybe there's some PTOs on this because I see a lot of gears and up here. Actually, I do think it has a wall stake max. Maybe this is a lift. Like this section is a lift here. I think so with the bands and also with just how the gears are lit up, and maybe it's a 4 bar or a 6 bar. Interesting. However, no pre-roller. It goes straight into the hooks. So I like to see how that goes. But you know what? We've seen 1000A with quite a lot of success there. So this is quite an interesting build. And battery or tank placements, not too bad. Battery especially, probably want to work on that a little bit more. Like especially when you're putting it on the clamps, definitely you want to add bands to that. Always add bands to if you're clamping it on, because those clamps can snap quite easily, and you just don't want their battery to be on the ground during a match. That's just a horrible way to go out. So I'll give this one a B plus tier. Oh, and plus, there are wall gliders again. So add wall gliders. Triple chain, you guess. That's interesting. I think I don't know what's happening here. Really, I think it's quite early development, but however, I think these are all cut down 48 teeth, and they're cut down very clean, very very nicely. Ball bearings here. I've This build quality is looking immaculate so far. If they can keep this up, whatever they're building, I feel like it's gonna be quite incredible. And I mean, everyone is agreeing with these fire emojis. And I don't know, this kind of doesn't look normal to me. This chain here, I feel like I think there's supposed to be holes there. Maybe I don't know what I see there. Are those zip ties in there? It looks kind of strange. I'll give this one a working progress, tier, or a B tier, I think. Next, we have Sleepy with a 18522R mech, and it works pretty fast. It looks like it works even faster than the team themselves. However, I thought I was about to say I noticed some flex here in the chassis, but I guess not. It looks pretty structurally strong, and it's very fast. I'm gonna slow this down a little bit, and one thing I like about these, well, even if I slow it down, it doesn't really show you that much, but you can kind of tell that there's a slight bend to this, where the top stage where the ring is slightly angled, so then it's a little bit easier to score. So that's something that I found interesting. We will rate this rating later. We'll rate this reveal. Next, we have Robot from Skittle God. You know, I like the color scheme a lot. This is very nice. It looks like Ace's robot, and I like Ace's robot. However, there's a piston gun that's floating around, floating piston mech maybe. 8-wheel drive, of course. Omni, absolute dub. But honestly, I feel like this season is more of a traction season. I kind of drove around and I was like, and especially I drove on arcade this season. I drove a little bit on arcade, and to put that into perspective, I drove tank for most of my VEX career, and I loved tank. And tank has been, definitely tank has been the best for spin up. I don't know if tank was the best for OU. I think arcade was better for OU since of those alleys and corridors where you had to go straight. Tank just wasn't it, and especially at Worlds, I ran into some barriers at the very end where we lost. But however, however, tank is always probably the best for skills, just because of how much control you have, and for especially last year, I know for tank, I was able to control my speed very well, so I was able to gently push those triballs into clumps of 20 and just shove everything in. So that's just a little bit of a ramble about driving preferences. But and as I was talking, I noticed that they have their pivot off a shaft, and I really do not like that. Pivots off shafts are not the best play. I would definitely do it off a screw joint and then mount the shaft somewhere else. But I do understand that if you do that, then you'll definitely need a tensioner, because then pivoting off the shaft is very nice for one reason, and it's because you don't need a tensioner, right? It's off the same point because, but then whenever this is lifting around and the angle is changing, then this is going to get looser or tighter, and you're going to need a tensioner. So, I think it's valid. I think it's fair, but I wouldn't suggest it. Next, I think that's a band. Is that a band or is that a high strength shaft? I can't really tell. I think that's a band because I don't see any white high strength shafts, or maybe the colors a little different. But I think that's a band. Illegal wheels, but I mean, they said they do know that, so that's fine. And very nice. I like, just noticing this as well. Very nice lift with the high strength shafts. So this is gonna get an A tier for me. An A tier standing for Ace Robot. Next, we have another one from Antopod 85. He's been kind of going crazy. He hasn't fixed the ramp yet, but I think we told him in the last video, please fix that ramp. Add some supports in the back so that it doesn't bend into the ground, and it's gonna poke out your field, and also just make your robot like flop around. It's not great, but they are working on a high hang or not high start. They're working on a wall stake, and it lifts the intake up too. Seriously, that's kind of cool. They have a string on here that lifts the
Yeah.
intake up too. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. So Antopod, you ate very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next up, we have Gurguts, and they have a collage. Pretty cool collage.
Yes. And that's not a
Oh, I didn't even realize
I
that's
said
that's OU. All right, I'll give this one an O tier. And Prith from eight one
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 for
zero
W.
washed. No, some good like camera work on this robot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing the
Did they
same
make a
thing.
reveal? I
Hmm.
forget. I forget. Did they make a reveal?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. You know what? One thing I haven't seen a lot of teams do is actually put those gliders on the bottom, and I think those gliders on the bottom is
Mm-hmm.
excellent work.
I like those a lot,
Yeah,
very
I
much.
like them on the bottom a lot more than the top because I just feel like
Hmm.
it just. I mean, I don't think it really makes that big of a difference, but shows that you put in some more extra thought into it, just to
And
make it look
also,
nicer.
it'll be more out of the way if ever you want to add something. It's just a little bit nicer.
Yeah,
I think.
got an auto from them, pretty nice. Looks like PID. Daniel would not approve. I think Daniel will give this auto an F tier.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
But he's not here, so
SpongeBob,
yes, that was at
SpongeBob.
Mall.
That was at
You can
mall.
see it in the
SpongeBob.
back. It says Mall of America.
Yeah, you know what? I like this. It looks clean. Some of this parts looks a little jank, but I mean, it is the first robot of this. Like it is like the first tournament and first robot they built of the season. So I'm giving this one an A tier.
I'll give it an A tier.
Next up, we have another one from Shaden, and this is an update. What do you see that's different from the last one?
I don't.
Oh,
Oh, they have
motor for the motor. Yes.
but that's it. I think.
But I mean, there's
Yeah,
just more angles of the picture of the robot, I guess.
yeah.
What is that? 400 RPM?
Is that coupler necessary at the top, or is that just not? No, it is.
Yeah,
Wait, is it? Yeah.
I think
Is it
it is.
necessary?
I'm pretty sure because I guess just improving the structure integrity of just their because this is like their triangular brace as well for the whole bot here. So
Well,
I
we
might as well.
we have a triangle brace, but we just didn't put a coupler there, and
Yeah,
it's been fine.
it's okay. Nice battery placement. I think this is like the only situation where if you're using clamps that I
Pulleys,
wouldn't pulleys.
pulleys, and
Okay, yeah.
pulleys. Those are gonna snap.
Change them to gears or sprockets. But yeah, this is the only
Please.
position that I would use, like what do you call it? I would use clamps for, and I wouldn't really necessarily put bands on, but I would still put bands on just to be safe.
Yeah, just put bands around the or zip ties around the clamps,
Yeah,
because that'll probably fall out when you're rocking back and
pretty
forth.
nice. I'm giving this one an A tier.
I'm giving it in A tier.
Hopefully they change this to blue motors though. Oh, did
Oh,
he?
are they green?
Well, they were green last time. Did he?
Did he? I mean, they have side plates.
That's it. That's all
And
there is.
there's a ring. There's a ring,
There's
so
a
we know
wheel.
this
There's I
applies
see it.
to.
I see a wheel here as well.
Okay, so they're at least running two-wheel drive. I would assume. I guess one wheel. We don't really know if there's another.
Yeah, one wheel drive, one poly.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
it looks like they have walls on their field. So I'll just have to give it an F tier.
Same. I'll give it an E tier actually.
Oh,
And from 7192, we have a hood.
I, it's very interesting. Their they have things
You
like
know,
slap it
one thing
on.
is that it's a little slow right here, but once it gets past that, it gets onto the goal very nicely.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Here,
I,
let's
I
slow this
think
down
that's
and
a very
let's diagnose this.
I think it's a very nice way to speed up the tuning process of your intake.
Yeah, I think I know why though. I feel like because right now it's not. I don't think it's touching this one, but it's barely touching this one. So I think
Uh,
if you can make the distance closer, or even like what that other guy did, where he had actually flaps here, right, to just remain contact. I feel like that'd be good.
Wait, is there a whole intake on our four bar? I
Yes,
don't
it
really,
is. Wow,
I don't really
it is on
like
a four
that
bar. You don't like
because
that?
yeah, we tried experimenting with that early season with doing a regular flex wheel intake, but it was very. I don't think you would. The tuning is like so precise to get it to work on the goal that I don't think you could ever line it up exact enough to where it's really gonna work consistently on the wall stick. I might be wrong, prove me wrong, but I
Doesn't
don't
Ace
know.
have some similar
No,
back?
well, they no, because they have their thing to slap it on,
Oh yes, that's
and
true.
the dunk macro like actually is actually what puts it on. Without the top part, it would never go on.
I mean, maybe they have that clamp as well.
Oh, actually, that's so true. They
If they're
could.
just whole counting Ace, then I would guess they will have that too.
That's true. I forgot.
Yeah. So
Well, wait, do they show their pre-roll in this video at all?
no, but they the thing is they do have poly for it, so I'm guessing it's pretty clean. I'm guessing they have some thought into that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, from
Maybe
the
they
views
have the
that they're
dunk mac.
using the nylon nuts and nylon screws, they're really
Hmm.
trying to cook out here. But I don't know if that's steel, but that might be steel.
That looks like steel. Now that you mention it, that looks like steel.
But honestly, I understand this.
Wait, there's steel as the crossbar too.
Yeah, I mean this I don't understand, but this I understand because I remember at Worlds during spin up, our robot got rammed a lot on the side.
True.
We didn't have like bless you, we didn't have like really good builds adequate
Mhm.
with nylons and stuff where the nylons would keep this from bending in, right?
Nylon screws were banned in spin up.
Oh no, I'm saying like nylon nuts, like nylox. I meant
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
where you would do a screw joint and the nylock would be on the outside and it would help prevent the chassis from getting bent in.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we didn't do that and that was a problem. So maybe this is their way.
Well, also again with the brain mount, you should probably just put zip ties around it. It won't fall ever. If you were to just have zip ties that went around it, you slide the battery in, and then it'll just be super secure.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of teams are actually using those clamps. I remember
Mhm.
like,
All of ours in our lab are broken.
yeah, same. And I remember like when I mean I just remember like my I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird to say my days competing because, but yeah. Anyways, whenever I was competing, like we didn't. I didn't see a lot of teams using those clamps.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because they come in kits now, or I don't know. Another Tucker video. He's been on here a lot, and I see he has added a trap door.
That's for probably color sorting.
What?
The trapdoor.
Really?
I don't think. I mean, maybe they can get their thing
Well,
low
no.
enough.
I think it's literally just for stopping the ring from falling back out.
Oh,
A lot of
well,
teams have plastics here just to stop that ring from like coming out, and they have
that's that's true. But I mean, it can also double as just if you have a ring in your intake. Sometimes I know with hooks, I've seen that it's not as easy to outtake as with flex wheels. So it's just kind of a nice thing to have.
yeah.
It'll double as
I see a
it.
little
But
bit
I
of jamming action though.
yeah.
However, you know what? It's pretty nice. This one's bending a lot, as you can see here towards the end.
Oh yeah.
It's getting a lot
And
of
two
force onto it.
tanks as well. Still, I don't think two tanks.
I
You
think it's
should
some
try to
tuning
run
with
one
just like
tank.
tuning these these plastics so it doesn't get stuck there. But I mean, the
Uh-huh.
ones we're working on currently, I think we just recently got that so it doesn't get like stuck on the sixth ring because we want it to be able to get walls, get walls as well with a
Yeah.
full goal. So
Which that can be done with just adding like a curved piece of plastic all the way to the top to
yeah,
just push
yeah.
the rings off of their resting position and more onto the post
I
of the
think that
goal.
they have that right there, but I don't know if it's working really well. I think it's connected with like
Oh
zip
yeah, I do
ties
see that.
and rubber bands,
Mhm.
but I feel like if it's
Maybe it just
mounted
needs to
more
go out
securely,
more, and
yeah,
also more towards the middle would
hmm
probably help.
and yeah, mounted
Uh,
more securely too. So then if because this can totally slide outwards or be be changed very
and
easily.
also their two motor intake. I've seen with hooks. I saw one intake and it was one hook intake and it was very fast,
Wait,
and
this is a
it
two. Yeah, I didn't realize because I was looking at this and I was like, oh, this is like a little bit slower or about the same speed as our intake, but we have a one motor intake.
well, from what I've seen, the two motors hasn't really helped that much with hook intakes,
Hmm.
and most people it would probably be better off putting it towards a lift or running the 77-watt robot
Drive. Yeah, but yeah, I mean for hoods,
for that.
for hoods I've seen those have been
Yeah,
extremely
I've
nice.
seen insanely fast two motor intakes with
Anyways,
two motors.
I'm giving this one a B tier.
I'll give it an A tier.
Cool, old but cool. That's pretty cool. What is that? That's
Wait,
a
is it like held in by the spacer or something?
I think it's held in by those nylon nuts because they're nylon
Uh,
nuts. That's weird.
our coder was trying to use the encoder, and he went and grabbed the circle inserts to put
No, that's
into
really
the
smart.
encoder. Yeah. So, and when we spun up the motor, he was wondering why it wasn't reading anything.
Yeah, I wonder why. We have Ezra 7686A.
We oh no, this one's not the super fast one. It's at the bottom.
It's consistent though.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, the difference between intake speed doesn't really matter.
And they
Like
have googly eyes on their thing.
and they have googly eyes, so I'm gonna have to give it an S tier.
I feel like they should put another doinker on this side just to match it. So they have two eyes because right now it's a
It's a
cyclops. It is a
cyclops. Yeah,
cyclops. Yeah.
I do like it though.
I'll give this
I'll
an A tier.
I'll give it an S tier for the googly eyes.
Hmm. Nice build. And we have Retro
What?
Cobra.
Wait, Cohen posted his thing again. Oh, that's a different auto. Wait, is it? Go
Okay,
check.
we'll do this one first. Got the Mogo working on
Okay.
the intake with hooks, but just the Mogo in this video. You know what? a lot of times I've been looking at a lot of different types of back clamps, and
Mhm.
I feel like, I like this kind of back clamp a lot, where I feel like everything is really easy to get to, but I feel like they're banding it upwards. Is there just that much
Well, yeah,
power?
yeah. No, that's so it's single action.
Okay, okay.
Um, yeah, we have something similar, but we have our pistons just mounted off like a C channel that sticks up through the crossbar, and it
Hmm.
works very well. It's with two small pistons.
Yeah, they have a nice battery placement. That's actually a decent brain placement because it's very high up. So if you're on like world fields and stuff, you can access the brain from like you don't need to like reach all the way down. It's very hard, and this is gonna be pretty nice for them to play
And
at lifted raised fields.
and I mean it'll be out of reach of my poker mech, so they'll be good on that
They'll
front.
be safe, yeah. And
And
I
they're
noticed,
also air tank is pretty easily accessible.
yeah, and I noticed there are wall gliders made out of ball bearings.
I did not see it that way.
They're
Oh.
nice on the front. They're that's pretty nice. And
I
they've
mean, I would switch them to gears just because ball bearings are a lot heavier than the gears will be, but it doesn't really matter that
Yeah,
much.
it's okay. I like them. I feel like, and also all the guiders are automated standoffs. They're pretty clean. Very nice. I'll give this one an A tier, even though it doesn't have the intake done. But I feel like it will be good with the intake.
I'll give it a B tier.
All right. Next up, are you sure this is a different auto?
I don't know. We're about to find out. If it scores four, I think it's the same one.
Okay, I'm going to. All right, it's the
Now it's
same.
an F tier because we've seen it four times. It's an F tier
Yeah.
now.
First class.
Um. Oh well, they have wall gliders.
That's nice. This is a nice looking side plate.
I do like it. Is that the Mexican flag? I don't know.
This is a
I don't
bad
know.
look for you. This is a bad look for you.
I don't know my countries
This
very
is a
well.
really bad look for you. Let's find out. What if it turns out it's not the Mexican flag?
Well, it's okay.
I don't think it's the Mexican
Luke told me to say that.
it's the Italian flag.
That's what I said.
Okay.
If y'all play back the video and like and subscribe, then
Then,
maybe that's what I said.
yeah.
If
Looking at
y'all
some other
join the
stuff
Discord
though.
and post your robots, that would be pretty good.
Yeah. Looking at other
If
stuff.
high stakes robots, high
Okay.
stakes
High
robots.
stakes robots. Okay. All right. Let's look at other stuff. There are there are these what do you call it? These guiders. They're made out of screw joints with what do you call
Pre
it? Yeah. Very nice.
pre roller lifter.
That as well. And they have high strength shafts. You know what? With the front high strength shaft, they don't need this one, but I guess that's there.
Well, yeah. Well, because I mean, you can still get rammed, and then it'll probably bend if it's a low strength.
I
We
would
have a
do
high
I would
strength
do what
there
we
too.
did at with our bot last year for states US Open and
Mhm.
Worlds where we had it on the front and then we just didn't have to worry about this one. We just made this one low strength because low strength also gives you much better friction and much better tunability. But yeah, I'm giving this one an A tier. Okay. Must be a 10 out of 10 the way I'd be winning. Okay. He just said that. He said he won. So this is getting an A tier as well for winning the first regional tournament in the US. And he has mag plates. Never mind. I'm bumping up to an S tier. And our final one for today, Benny loves Jar Temp. And we have
Yeah, go whenever.
a very, oh wow, that's fast. That's quick. That's smooth. That's quick. That's effective.
All right, I'm back.
Hello, we're on the last one of today, and it's from
Oh yeah,
Benny.
this one's a really fast one.
This one is fast. Is that two motors or that one?
That's two motors, but he says it works just as fast with one motor, and they just wanted to put it on the test.
So they should just only do one then.
Yep, they probably will.
Yeah. I do
But
see there's like two tensioners. I like how the tensioners are positioned. Wow,
mhm,
that's nice.
very fast.
I'm giving this one an S tier.
S tier.
Finally, we've come to an end for today.
Yes. How long's the recording?
26 or 25 minutes exact.
All right.